You're welcome, everyone, to the program. Let's kick off this noon bulletin with some of the reactions trailing the 2019 elections. The European Election Observer Group has compiled its report and findings on the 2019 elections, and they are ready. The EU Election Group is making a presentation to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, today at the umpire's office. The INEC chairman says the recommendations will be studied and implemented as much as possible. 91 observers were deployed to 223 polling units, 81 collation centers in 22 states. Well, let's get a sense of what the EU group is saying about the election and the meeting with INEC. Our correspondent Kayla Megwa is covering the event at the Commission head office in Abuja, and she's live for us. Hello, Kayla.
Hi, Millicent. Okay, so, the sheer number of the staff that were deployed by the EU missions for the 2019 elections, 91 staff deployed to 31 states of the Federation for the National Assembly and presidential elections. And then for the State Assembly and governorship elections, we saw 23 states were covered. And then, of course, 70-something staff were also sent to cover that particular mission. Now, the full report of the EU missions for the 2019 general elections, according to the head of the missions, Maria Arena, will be released tomorrow at the Hilton. Tomorrow morning, they didn't give it the exact time, but sometime tomorrow morning, and we will be there to make sure that we see that. Pertinent to note that in 2015, this particular EU missions gave out 30 observations, and the INEC chairman was speaking today at the event, Mr. Mahmoud Yakubu. He was talking about how those 30 observations for the 2015 elections were very important in the framing of the platform and the techniques that were used for the 2019 general election. So he says whatever recommendations the EU missions have for the 2019 elections will be implemented as much as possible. But that full report will be made public tomorrow at the Hilton tomorrow morning right here in the nation's capital. Pertinent to note that the EU missions has been a part of Nigeria's electoral process since 1999, and the INEC chairman was grateful for all of the work that they have done and says he's looking forward to more work with the EU mission, saying that it's important that our democratic process becomes one that is enviable around the world. This particular EU mission has been in the country since last year, where we also covered when they came into the country to begin the missions. And they said they ran into a lot of challenges at the time, and we have been trying to get the EU missions to come out and say, okay, so what are the major challenges? And they've always told us to wait for this report. Now, the full report will be out tomorrow, and when that comes out, we'll be seeing how many observations. For 2015, they had 30 observations, with the INEC chairman said they implemented for the 2019 elections. So it will be interesting to know what the observations will be for the 2019 elections, Millicent.
Thank you very much, Kayla. Well, we'll definitely wait for that report. Less than 24 hours. We can wait.